to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim. I'm with my wife, Adrienne. Beat you to
I
it.
wasn't going to say anything.
Or were you just not going to say anything at all?
I was going to wait for you to introduce your guest.
Which is you.
Yes.
You're my forever guest.
Oh, I don't know.
So you went to somewhere cool.
So we got a trip recap.
Yeah, of your trip by yourself.
Well,
When you're with your sister.
I didn't go alone. I thought about it. So when Disney World announced that Splash Mountain, the date that it was closing, January 23rd, I panicked a bit inside.
You did.
I felt like I have to go to Disneyland, even though that's not the date for Disneyland. They have not yet announced a date for Disneyland, which I don't know why they don't just announce things at the same time. Like, I don't know.
Probably don't know yet.
Yeah,
They're probably still
maybe.
figuring that out.
But I just, because we're going in February, but I was like, I have to ride it again. Like the last time I rode Splash Mountain can't be the last time I rode Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And so I was ready to go like that next week. Had a day that I could do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. Sister gonna go then. It's her like tied favorite ride. And I don't know. I wouldn't mind being in the parks by myself. I just didn't want to do the traveling and the like stay by myself.
Yeah, that would be.
I just didn't want
That's
to.
hard. I mean, yeah, if you lived there, nearby Southern California, you just could go by yourself for like an afternoon. That's fine. But yeah, to drive a few hours and stay overnight by yourself, that would be.
Yeah, I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't want her to come, and that's the only reason I had her come. But when I didn't think she would, we were having trouble finding a date that we could do it. So, anyways, but yeah, that was the purpose of it. Was just to ride Splash Mountain.
And you didn't even ride Splash Mountain?
I didn't even.
No, you did.
No, we did. We did. So yeah. So I mean, it was going to be a quick trip. I can't be gone from the baby that long. So
She reminded me every 5 minutes that you were not here.
she did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mama.
makes me sad.
Sorry. Didn't mean to.
But anyway, so yeah. So we left early in the morning. And then we were just going to go for the day and then, get a hotel so we didn't have to drive back late at night. And then, we came home the next morning. But yeah, so we got there around 11 and then we got into the park. So we went to the hotel first to park and check in, and we stayed at Anaheim Hotel.
Was your room ready when you got there?
It wasn't, but he texted me a link to be able to check in after 4.
Oh, okay.
And then he was like, just come back in and, you can get your keys tonight. And then gave me a parking permit.
Okay.
Which I was walking back out from the lobby to put the parking permit in the car.
Yeah.
And the security guy was like, oh, excuse me, I see you have a permit. Which one's your car? And I pointed out, he's like, I just gave you a citation, but just take it off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had been there for like 5 minutes.
Wow.
So I think it maybe was just timing.
Yeah.
He's like, I was going around giving citations and I probably put one on your car, but just bring it back to me because I see you have a permit. But yeah, so he was on it.
Wow.
But yeah, so, that just took a few minutes and then we walked. So Anaheim Hotel is just like a block. It's across the street and a block down. So it's a real fast walk. So we were in the park by like 11:20.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And it's on the shuttle bus side.
So right. So it's not
on the
downtown Disney.
side.
Yeah, it's not downtown Disney. So yeah, so I mean, we wanted to start off with Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
So we went there first. And it was posted, the longest it was this day was 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
That's the highest I saw it the entire day. And it was 15 minutes when we got there. And we waited 10 to 15 minutes. Like that one was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how we started, which it's a great way to start. We were in the back, so we didn't really get, if you're in the back, you don't really get that wet.
Yeah.
Well, except for a big drop that landed right on my forehead, like the worst part of my hair, because it's where like my bangs are growing out. So then they like curl up. I was like, great. But I didn't care.
Disneyland hair, don't care.
Disneyland. That's a shirt. I like that. But yeah, so that's how we started. And then she's never been to Galaxy's Edge. So I know when I text you.
I was following you on my phone. I was tracking your location.
But yeah,
spying on you.
You were surprised we were spending time there.
Yeah, when I went there, I was like, what are you guys doing in Galaxy's Edge? I didn't even think you would even go over there.
Well, she's never seen it. And it's, it's impressive how detailed it is. So when we're right there, we're walking back, by Hungry Bear, where you walk down to Galaxy's Edge. And I was like, we also didn't get Genie Plus. We weren't, trying to get a bunch of rides in. It was just, there were certain rides that she wanted to do. She wanted to go over to Cal. She hasn't been with us in 5 years.
It's been that long?
In February, it'll be 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And she used to come with us a lot.
Yeah.
Till
she got married.
She didn't come with us so much. But yeah, so she hasn't been in 5 years. So she hasn't been on it. California Screaming was like one of her favorites, but she hasn't been on it since Incredicoaster. So she wanted to do that. And I really wanted to do that one with her. So we
you haven't been on that in a while, because every time we tried to go on it, you either got rained out or broke down.
No, the rained out, that was before COVID.
Yeah.
And then it was just the last time we went that I didn't get to ride it. But yeah, so we're going to go to Hungry Bear because we both loved the fried green tomato sandwich.
Yeah, they didn't have it.
They didn't have it.
Of course not. It was there last time we went, though.
I know it was there in the summer, but I think it was a seasonal thing because they didn't have it. But anyway, so I just asked her. I was like, Smuggler's Run was 45 minutes, and everything was kind of long at this point. Like we wanted to do. Small World was closed, and that's our favorite, but it was closed. So like Space Mountain was like 65 or so. And we weren't really hungry yet. And I was like, well, do you want to go do Smuggler's Run and try like one of the new rides? And then we can get food. And so we did that. It said 45 minutes. So I was taking notes. I was taking podcast notes. So it said 45 minutes. We got in line at 12:10. We got into the room with, is it Hondo?
Hondo, yeah.
At 1:12. So that was a little over an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then we were done at 1:24. So that took, a little over an hour. And it said 45 minutes. I noticed
it must have, like, when you got it, the time must have shot
it didn't.
up. It still
I was
said
keeping
45.
it. I was noticing the wait times weren't fluctuating.
They
would
have an issue
like
that
a
day.
little bit, but they were kind of staying the same. Like, I mean, like a little bit. Like Big Thunder Mountain was packed all day. It was like over an hour all day. At one point I saw it was 75 minutes or 80 minutes. At one point Guardians was 90.
Eek.
It didn't feel busy, but all the wait times were pretty high. So, but it didn't feel crazy packed. So I don't know if like just no one was buying Genie Plus or what, but, so then while we were in line, we did mobile order. We got lunch at Ronto. I
was surprised because you were using my Disney account.
I know.
And I was like, oh, she's going to Ronto Roasters. So that's interesting. But I think they have a vegan.
They have a vegan. We both got the vegan because, my sister's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So, we couldn't find it. And then we wanted that sandwich. And then we were trying to just think of something that wasn't too far away that would like be on our way out. and nothing really sounded good. And so we decided to try. They have like a plant-based sausage wrap, and it was pretty good.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty good. So we both got that. And then we park hopped because it was after 1. So then, and we saw Mando,
Mandalorian,
Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda,
Baby Yoda,
Yoda,
Mando, Baby Yoda,
Baby Yoda, and then Boba Fett too walked by. But yeah. Oh, and we saw Kylo Ren too. Kylo Ren and Stormtroopers.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Becca tried to she stood in front of one of the Stormtroopers and was refusing to move, thinking he would interact with her, but he just walked around her. She was disappointed. She's like, "Oh, you didn't say."
Yeah, they when you try to interact with them, they ignore you, and they interact with people who don't notice that they're there.
No. But yeah, so then we went over to California, and we were going over to Incredicoaster, and like I said, the wait times were all pretty high. So we were walking over there, and it said 45 minutes. The line. You know where the normal line is for Incredicoaster?
Yeah.
It came up the side for single rider. So when we were walking in, because I was I really wanted to ride it with her, but then I was so I was kind of leaning against single rider, but then I realized we're not going to talk during the ride.
Yeah.
We can talk about it after. So let's just do single rider. But then we got there and single rider was way up against the wall, almost to that ice cream. I can't think of the name.
Snow cone.
The snow cone.
Abominable
snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost up to there.
Oh, wow.
And so then I was like, oh, let's try the regular line. But then the regular line went up to 50 or so. And I was like, so we just decided to try single rider. And it moves slow because they take big groups at a time.
Yeah.
So it's you won't move for 10, 15 minutes, but then you move quite a bit.
Yeah.
But so we got in line at 2:21 and we got on a coaster at 3:10. So it was
almost
50 minutes.
Yeah.
But then at one point, after we had been in line in the single rider line for a little while, the standby wait time went up to 50. So we would have been, it probably would have been 10 or some minutes longer in the standby. But kind of close. A hair on my nose tickling me. Anyways, but it was awesome. It was so fun. It's just.
Now, were you both in the same, obviously not next to each other, but.
No, she was on a different side than me.
Oh, okay. But did you go pretty much at the same time?
Pretty much. She was, I think, the one car ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So pretty much at the same time. The only thing that stinks about that one is that you don't get the little story on the TVs.
Oh, yeah, because you used the elevator.
Yeah. So I was trying to explain it to her, the little story behind it. But yeah, then we just kind of wandered. We went into the animation building. We did the Beast Library. I got Eve.
Eve,
from
WALL-E?
She doesn't even say it. She just says Wally.
And directive.
And directive.
Directive?
Apparently, because I am logical and like to plan things out,
You are.
I'm Eve.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that was an option now.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. Anna and Elsa, you can meet them again.
Oh, yeah?
Because when we were there in the summer, that was closed, and I was bummed because that's when Gigi was super into it. But
we'll have to take her in. I mean, she's still, she recognizes them. So.
Yeah, yeah. And then another disappointing thing. So then we wanted milkshake. So I was like, remember?
Smoothies?
Yeah, I was like, remember how we used to always go there and they would only have fruit smoothies? We want a milkshake? I was like, they have milkshakes.
They didn't have any milkshakes?
No, they had a seasonal one, and it was banana.
No.
But there was the cake one.
Yeah.
And then there was another chocolate one. No, it was all the fruit ones, and then one seasonal one that was.
Well, you guys went. You went it's in between seasons, so it's the end of the holiday season, and now they don't have anything else until probably springtime.
Yeah, maybe because when I got that one, that was in May.
Mm.
But yeah. So that was disappointing.
Sorry.
So then we decided to go to Ghirardelli and
Can't go
get
wrong with
milkshakes there, which is always good. So then it was like hard because then we were looking around. Racers was like 85. Guardians was 90. We thought about doing single rider for Racers, but like we're like, and then she wanted to do Soarin', but it was at like 45 when we went to Incredicoaster, shot up to 60.
Oh my goodness. And that's a long one. That one's usually longer than what it says.
Yeah, and you're not constantly walking.
Yeah.
You know, when you're constantly moving,
makes you go by fast.
kind of like Toy Story Mania, you feel, like you're getting somewhere. But when you're just standing there, and that one you're standing a lot.
Yeah.
Toy Story Mania was like 50. So there wasn't anything under 40.
Oh, wow.
And the one that was 40 was the Ferris wheel, the swinging gondolas for the Ferris wheel. I mean, like Ariel was, but like nothing like bigger that we wanted to do. So we just decided to go back over to Disneyland, and then it picked up a bit. So then we did Pirates, and it said 35.
Did you guys go to 21 Royal?
I have a picture. Oh, yeah, we ate there. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll look at the credit card bill here in a little bit.
Like we have that limit.
Can I split this over 10 cards?
But yeah, so we went to Pirates. It said it was 35, and it only took us about 15.
Oh, wow. Well, Pirates always goes fast.
Yeah. But like, if it goes fast because you're always moving, but I mean, this was like almost half the time.
Yeah.
And then, also, I don't know if this will be the case when we're there next month, but when you go into Adventureland, because Indiana Jones is closed, so it's a dead end. You can't walk through to Frontierland and like that side of Pirates. They have that blocked off. So even the entrance of Jungle Cruise is different. You know where like the stroller parking is?
Yeah.
They have you go in the line right there.
Interesting.
So like the where you usually walk under and the sign says Jungle Cruise, you can't see that. There's like a wall and it's all blocked off. You can't walk through there.
Interesting. Well, I know they have the tree house.
Because they're working on the tree house. So when you're in line for Pirates, you go up over the bridge at one point and wrap around, and I have a picture, you can see back there. And so it's like all empty and they're working on the tree. Looks huge. I think it's bigger.
Interesting.
It's like, because they have like scaffolding all up in the tree.
Yeah.
And it looks like they made it bigger.
And they took a part out. Like there was a part that was like in the middle of the walkway.
Yeah, you don't even get that far. So you can't see any of that.
Interesting.
So it's kind of, because we walked through there in the morning on our way to Splash Mountain. We went through Adventureland.
Yeah.
And then we had to turn around and go back through Frontierland. So don't take that way.
Good to know.
To cut through to
I
New
wonder
Orleans
if
Square.
they're doing work on Indiana Jones line as well.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so that was a quick, and then we went over to Jungle Cruise. It said 10 minutes. We walked right on the boat.
Oh, nice.
So that was nice. Like, so we just kept walking, and then they were like, okay, come on. Like, we walked right on.
You went on it at night. I can't remember the last time I went on that.
I've never been on it at night.
I've never been on it at night.
I don't think I've ever been on it at night.
Yeah.
And it was just, because it was like, I was like, hey, Jungle Cruise is only 10 minutes. And so we went there, and then we literally walked right onto the boat. It's not great at night. I always thought maybe it would be. Like, I wonder what it's like at night. They don't have like lights or anything. They have like a light on the boat, like a flashlight that they'll like shine onto things.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's good at night. It's not horrible, but like, it's not like, at night it's cool because you see these lights out in there, or like they have like twinkle lights. Like, no, nothing like that. But it was good.
Good to know.
The skipper was, he was okay.
Yeah.
He was okay. Some of them like go off a little bit, and they have some original funny jokes, but
I can't remember the last time I went on where it was like actually good.
we've had good ones.
The ones that I remember, and I have a video of it, was when we went when Jack was a baby. So
because he made a joke about
our town. It was pretty funny. It was like, out of all places, you're talking about this city.
Yeah. And we said, "Oh, we're from there." And he was like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, he was making fun of your niece's hair. Remember that?
Kind of, yeah.
So, but that one was funny. But he was like going like off the cuff type stuff.
Yeah,
you don't see that as much anymore.
No,
they all kind of stick to the script.
Yeah. So then we were gonna go for Space Mountain. It said it was 65 minutes, but it was like 5:30, and the park closed at 10. And we were planning on staying till park closed. We wanted to end the night with Splash Mountain again, and so we were like, yeah, let's just wait for it, and then we'll mobile order dinner when we get there. So we walked over to Space Mountain. We got up to where you go into the standby line, and it shut down. Oh. They were like, space. We were like up at the top of the hill. Space Mountain is closed. So we started walking out, trying to decide what we were doing. Becca's like, we haven't even walked into Fantasyland. We should go at least walk into Fantasyland. And so on our way, I was looking at wait times. I was like, oh, Star Tours is only 10 minutes. And she's like, well, let's go do that. But that's where everybody went, we're walking there. We're seeing everyone head there. So we picked up the pace.
Space Mountain closed too. And so
that's why everyone was kind of going there. And, we didn't have kids, so we could like book it.
Get out of my way.
So we like booked it. And so it said 10 minutes still. And we waited like 15. So
you haven't been on Star Tours in a long time.
I haven't been on Star Tours in a long time because I usually just let the boys all go together.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
Oh, you're going to ask me that. We did pod racing.
Okay,
so Tatooine,
that's a good one.
And then the Gungans, like Jar Jar.
Oh, the
like the underwater, and
Naboo.
Then these were good ones. I don't know if I'd ever done the pod racing. If I had, it was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And then the Naboo one is good because then the like sea creature underwater gets you in his mouth and shakes you back and forth, and then you end and you like crash into a starfighter. And so it's a good one. And then we got food. We ate at Pizza Planet, did the mobile order. It was like right now. And so I was like, okay, so I did it now. And then it was like, your order's ready. Cause they just hand you a piece of pizza, Yeah. So then we ate. And so we were walking out and we're like, all right, let's go. I kept checking and Space Mountain was closed. I just kept checking on the app. We were done and we're like, it's still closed. So we were just going to head over to Fantasyland. And I was on the app looking and it still said closed as we were walking out. And Becca like hit me. She's like, ugh, and like pointed and it said 30 minutes. So on the app, it still said closed, but it said 30 minutes. So we ran up there.
Yeah.
And we waited 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it had just reopened. I think we were in line when we saw the first car because we were still seeing empty cars. Like when we were in line, once we got in the room with like the spaceship, there were still some empty cars coming out. And then there was one car that came out with people and they started like cheering and clapping. And I don't know if they were the first one on or.
Do you want to be the first
after it breaks down? But yeah, so and that one's amazing.
I love Space Mountain.
It's
when
so
you're
good.
When you're talking about Space Mountain, I immediately thought like, I really want to do Hyperspace Mountain again. That is not just because I'm a Star Wars fan, but that's just a good version of that ride with the music and then the projections.
Well, the music is the same.
Hyperspace? Is it? No, it's different. It has Star Wars music.
Star Wars music?
It's Star Wars music, yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't know. It just feels like it's faster.
It does feel like it's faster.
And with like the projections, and like because you're focusing on the projections, and then like the dips and the turns of the ride feel more intense. I love it.
No, it was. But it's it's so good. It's so fun. And then we headed over to. So this was like 7:40. And in between here, done some shopping for you guys. And then, so we just walked around. We wanted to go see Small World, even though it was closed. It's all dark over there. And spent some time in my favorite gift shop.
Yeah.
Because of course her and I love all of that. So we were like, can you imagine when we were little, how much we would have loved all this stuff? Like just all of the cute little princess stuff they have. You know, her little Elsa doll?
Yeah.
They have a set, not like of the ones with all the little accessories, just the doll, but all the princesses that look like that.
What happened to that?
It's in her toy box.
Oh,
she was never super, and she was into it when we were there at the park, but then she hasn't been into it. So I was like, no, I'm not going to get that. But yeah, that's great. I'm talking about the gift shop right outside of
Small World.
Small World. If you have a little girl, it's a great one. They have lots of little princess stuff. So then we were going to head over to Peter Pan because it said like 30 minutes. And we were like, oh yeah, let's go do, because that's another one of our favorites. We were walking there. You FaceTimed me like right when we were walking there.
Yeah.
And then you distracted us so that by the time, no, I'm just kidding. As we were walking, we're like, that line's looking long.
I know, you showed me. I was like, that's 30 minutes. That looks more like 45, 50.
And then when we walked around to see the time on the sign, it said, or then the app updated and it said like 55. We're like, okay, no, we're not going to do that. But so we decided to do the storybook boat ride.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that.
It was only 15 minutes. We only we only waited 10. But I remember that one. I had done that one at night, I think like when I went with choir in high school. And the last time I've done that, I think it was when Jack was little. He was like 18 months or so.
I remember doing that, yeah.
So my best friend was with us that trip because I remember her like talking, like making jokes about things. So I'm like, I think that's the last time we were on it, but we went during the day. But I remember it being good at night, and it's good at night because they have all of these like twinkle lights and all of the. I took some video. I'll post it. All of the castles when you're going through and they're telling you the stories of the different, storybook characters, like the castles are all lit up and
nice.
So it's really pretty.
The Aladdin part, they have jasmine. I remember you can smell. They don't have like the jasmine flowers.
Oh, the flowers. Yeah. Oh, I didn't smell anything though.
I remember that they had like, you go under like a trench of jasmine.
Yeah, that's where all the twinkle lights are too.
Yeah, and they have jasmine flowers. Maybe it was because we went during the. Did we go?
That was springtime.
So maybe they were blooming and you could smell them.
Yeah, because I didn't smell anything. But it's a good one at night. It's really pretty. So then it was like 8:30-ish, and we were like, okay, because I still had some shopping to do for you guys. So we decided to head back over to Splash Mountain. At this point, Splash Mountain for the entire late afternoon evening, since like 3:00 had been 5 minutes.
Well, I think it was a cooler day.
It was chilly-ish. Yeah. It was chilly. When we first got there in the sun, it was warm. Like I took my jacket off, but then it quickly got like kind of chilly. And then in the evening it got, when the sun went down, then it was cold. It was pretty cold. But yeah, so we walked, we took the back way out of Fantasyland.
Okay. Yeah.
Grabbed a churro.
Nice.
Because you asked me. I haven't, by the way, I have purposely not told you anything other than the text.
One thing I'd asked you, did you have a churro?
And I said, I'm not going to tell you.
Tell me.
I save it for the podcast.
We still have those churros in our freezer.
I know, we need to make more of those.
Those were good.
They are good. So this one had an apple dip. And I was like, ooh, I was thinking like a cream, like frosting apple dip. Yeah. No, it was just applesauce.
Oh.
So after I paid for it, I'm like, that's just applesauce. But with the churro dipped in it, it tastes like apple pie. Because at first I was like, and Becca was like was getting one, and I showed her what the dip was. She's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to get that. But after I tried it, I was like, oh, try this. And she was like, yeah, that tastes like exactly like an apple pie. So the churro cart, the backside of Fantasyland, if they have, it's seasonal. If they have, and you like apple pie, I'd try it. It was good.
All right.
It was good. So Splash Mountain posted 5 minutes. We waited maybe 3.
Nice.
Got on. We were like in the middle-ish. She was in front of me. I haven't been on that at night.
I haven't been on that night in a very, very long time.
because I haven't stayed late. Like I kept thinking like, oh, we're gonna have to leave at like 8. And I'm like, no, we're staying till park close. Like I haven't done that in so long. So I don't know if I've been on it at night since it was like me and my best friend, my siblings and my best friend and their sibling, like that group.
Yeah.
Because you and I didn't go on it at night when we first married because I have pictures because I got drenched.
Yeah.
So it may be it's maybe been like
so like you're talking
almost
like
20 years.
Like the 50th around that time you guys.
No, that was with my mom. So no, with my mom, we went during the day because I have a very clear memory of her almost running a little girl over in her little scooter.
His scooter.
Going through the exit. No, this would have been because we did the same thing. We were going when the park was almost closing and we just kept going on it. That may have been when I was like 15.
Oh, wow.
So I think it may have been like 20 years ago. So when I got like, I got some like splashes down my shirt, like right in front, like, you know, we're like, and it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold, but then we got off and we just went immediately right back on it.
So did you have to walk through like the entire line?
Yeah. It's actually not that long.
Is it not that long?
It's not that bad. I mean, they have other sections they can open up that they didn't have opened up, but it's really not that long. And so we just literally walked like right back on it. Waited 3 minutes. The time I posted that we got in line till when we got on the car is a little longer, but that was seriously just us walking through the line, like walking, you know. So and then I was the third person.
You get pretty wet.
Oh my gosh. I got soaked. Like it was like someone took a huge bucket and just dumped it all down my right leg, all into my shoe. I could feel water sloshing in my tennis shoe from my toe to my heel. Like I picked up my foot like this and water like went from my toes and rushed down to my heel. Like so, and I mean, I was wearing leggings, so you couldn't tell, but like you could hear it when I hit my leg, like, like soaked.
Well, the time before that, your sister was sitting in front of you. So was she in the third?
She was in the fourth and I was fifth.
Oh, okay.
And then that time, so our second time riding it, but the first time in the evening, there was like this teenage kid in the very back behind me talking on the phone the entire ride. Oh my
gosh.
I was like, who are you talking to? He's like, oh, it's getting kind of crazy. Oh man.
Or was he live streaming?
No, no, he wasn't live streaming. He was talking on the phone. Yeah. So anyways, but yeah, so the second time that I got drenched, like not my head. So that was good. But my pocket and my jacket. So then I put my phone in my pocket and then my phone got wet inside. And then I had a receipt in my pocket. It was like, it was totally ruined. But you know, and I didn't care. Like it was the last thing of the night. We were just going to do a little bit of shopping and then leave. But it was cold. It was cold. My jacket was soaked
2 times,
three times total.
Well, yeah, I mean 2 times at night.
2 times in a row. Cause she got pretty wet too. She wasn't as wet as I was, but she was pretty wet too. And it was cold and it was like, what time would it have been? It was a little after 9. So the park closed at 10.
Yeah.
Still had some things I wanted to buy for the boys. So then, yeah, we decided that was it. We almost wanted to one more time, but it was like, oh, I have these other things. And, I was very, very wet. Well, and then even cause you know, I have my wallet, pop socket wallet in my phone.
Yeah.
So then we went over to like the Pooh Corner gift shop right across there. And, cause I was looking for things for the kids and I found something for Georgia and I give her my cards, you know,
it's all wet.
And I said something, the other lady, there was 2 cast members, and I said something to Becca. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so wet. And she's like, oh, did you guys just get off Splash Mountain? And we're like, oh yeah, we rode it twice. Yeah. And the cast member with my card was like, I can tell your credit card's all wet. Because I couldn't tell because my hands were still wet because everything I was touching on myself, like my jacket, my bag was wet. So my hands weren't drying because everything was wet. But yeah, so then we just did, a little bit of shopping, went back to the Emporium, which at this point was packed. Because by the time we got back towards the castle, the Mickey's
Mixed
Magic light show, because they weren't doing fireworks. It was just the light show was just ending. So we were walking into there as everyone is now leaving. So then Main Street was, rushed by people. And that was at 9:30. So it ended at like 9:45. Park closed at 10. So everyone was pretty much just leaving.
Yeah.
So we go in the Emporium and it's, packed, and I'm trying to find things for the boys, and that was annoying.
That's always hard to shop.
Well, and like
at the end of the night,
my normal thing would just, I didn't have a stroller, so I didn't want to do it earlier in the day because I
didn't want to carry it.
I didn't want to carry it. But my normal thing would just be to get them candy.
Yeah.
But our oldest just got braces, and he's still figuring it. Like, it's still new. So it's not like I'm going to make the others not have popcorn or candy for the next 2 years. But when it's so new, it hasn't even been a week, I felt bad, So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. But I wasn't going to get him like this big old toy. I was there for like half a day, and we're going next month.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get him a little something, because if I'm ever away from them, I always bring them back. So do you, like just something, even if it's a keychain, like something.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, they're little ungrateful buttheads, but
well, they were using their stuff today.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They were.
Jack liked his hat.
Yeah.
And Noah was wearing his hat. And Boston was playing with his Slinky Dog toy. So.
Yeah. So it was fun. You, unfortunately.
You got me some socks, some Star Wars socks, which I thought were cool. I was totally going to wear them.
They don't fit.
They don't fit me. I'm like, what is going on with these socks? These are the weirdest socks. Oh. They said adults, sizes 6 to 12. And I wear, 11 and 11 and a half. And I couldn't even get them on. So I don't know. I think they were mismatched or misprinted or whatever. So
yeah, maybe. But yeah, and then we got some hot chocolate at Starbucks because we were walking back and freezing, drenched. And so, we didn't get out of the park until after 10. And when we walked out, they had even closed the exits. They had the center gate open and just having everyone. Oh, you asked if I had heard the announcement. We were in Starbucks. Okay. And so I could kind of hear that it was going on, but we couldn't hear
Did they have the characters on the railroad station, waving?
I didn't see them, but we left after 10.
Okay.
So maybe they did up until 10, because I know they closed Main Street later. Mm-hmm. Because all the rides were down and everything by the time we left. But yeah, and then, it's just like a 5-10 minute walk back to the Anaheim Hotel. Mm-hmm. So if, I would recommend it. It's an older hotel that they redid. Mm-hmm. So you can tell it's an older building, but it was clean. Yeah. The beds were comfortable. I don't when we stayed there years ago, Boston was a baby. Yeah. And so he was in a bassinet. It would not fit us now. I don't know if they have suites or connecting rooms, but we would definitely need
I remember that the rooms being sizable.
It is sizable, but it wouldn't be for a family of 6. Because like I said, Boston, it had 2 queen beds. So Jack and Noah were in a bed, you and me, and then Boston was in a bassinet. But now there wouldn't, and it was small where it was just that room and then just a tiny little bathroom. There was no counter. How sometimes there's the toilet and the shower in a room and then counter and another, like none of that. So, it was just like a small little bathroom with everything in it, you know, like the door closed, everything. And then the room. But like, so for our family, we would need to see if they had like a suite or, like a connecting room. Like I think it'd be a little small for us now, but it's like, it was the best price I found. It's a really close walk. It's clean. Like I would recommend it.
Cool.
Like I said, it's a little older.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, it was, you know, it was clean. But yeah, no, it was really fun. And like we weren't in a rush. We knew we're going in February. So, just wanted to get some of the big ones that she really likes and hadn't been on in a long time.
Yeah.
But everything in California was pretty high up there wait time wise. Like, yeah, it was a busy day, but it didn't feel super packed. But it must have been because all the wait times were up there.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Ran into some influencers.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So on our Disney Instagram.
You're now that person
so on
who treats YouTubers as celebrities.
They are now.
I guess so. YouTube is a thing now.
So on our Disney Instagram account, we follow most, if not all, like other Disney accounts. You know, it's like all, Disney. So months and months ago, I, had come across Magic Journeys, and they review, they test and review all the food.
Yeah.
And so they have their Instagram, but they have a YouTube channel. And so whenever there's new food, like they were there testing all the new food for the 100 celebration.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen them post in the past when like they'll be in the park and people will take pictures of them and then they'll repost their posts and all that. And they're there a lot, So we're walking down Main Street and I see them and they like have their camera and she has like a plate of food and stuff. And like I've always like, okay, and this is going to sound stupid because you're like, they're YouTubers. I said that weird. They're YouTubers. I've never met anyone who has any kind of fame. And I've always wondered how I'd react if I did. Now I know, a complete idiot. Like, because that wasn't even a famous person. Like, it's not like I saw George Clooney. Like,
Chris Hemsworth.
I don't even know. That one I would just keep walking. George Clooney, I'd stop.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise in the 90s? I'd stop for. Tom Cruise now is a weirdo.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an adrenaline junkie. It kind of freaks me out. No, but so I saw him and I'm like, hit my sister. And I'm like, I know who they are. And she doesn't.
She's cool.
I'm like, oh, they're like Instagrammers and they have a YouTube channel. And she's like, say something to him. I'm like, no. I should though. I could post it. And I'm like, so I do, because I'm just like, when else am I going to see, who knows if I would. So I do, but I'm just and they're so nice. Like they were so nice. But I was like, I don't even remember what I said, but we laughed about it for a long time after, about how dumb I was and like how just embarrassed I was at myself. And I didn't ask for a picture because I didn't even know how. I just said that I love their YouTube channel and that like I've tried a lot of their suggestions because like, and I have, like when we went in May, I had a bunch of their posts saved, and I think I even had some notes from their YouTube channel of foods I wanted to try. They're the ones who told me that the fried green tomato sandwich was back. The cake shake from Smoothies.
Yeah.
I saw on their channel. So like I've tried a lot of things from their channel. But then I didn't ask for a picture and I just felt like such an idiot. I just couldn't stop laughing at myself. So then that was on our way out of the park to going to California Adventure. So that was around like 1:30, 2 o'clock or something like that. So then after Star Tours, so later that evening, we were in the Star Wars gift shop.
Star Trader.
Yeah. And Becca goes, there they are. They're there. And they were in there again. And she was like, you need to ask him. Because I kept saying, like, I should have asked him for a picture so we could, like, post it and see if they shared it. And she's like, do it. And I'm like, no, they're going to think of, like, oh, because they walked right by us and we said hi. And then she was like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, no, I can't follow him. Like, so she's following him through.
Oh my gosh.
But like, she's like, oh, look, here it is. I found it. Like, she like picks up some like random. She's like, so did you want that shirt? And she's like totally faking it. And then they walk by and she asks them.
Oh.
Because I couldn't do it. I was like, I can't do it. I just don't even know. And they're not even, I don't even know. I felt like such an idiot, but I was excited. And yeah, so they were so nice and we took a picture and yeah, she almost seemed like she'd like talk more, but we were just like, okay, bye. No, but they were, I'm being too loud. I'm going to wake up the baby.
But no, and then you posted it.
I did post it.
And then they shared
and they did
both stories on Instagram.
Because first I did the story just about how, like, when I first met them and how I was such an idiot. And then I posted the picture later that evening.
Yeah.
And they shared them both.
Yeah. And we got a few followers from that.
So good thing that, my sister, she was like, I don't care. I don't know who they are. But, yeah. So,
Sounds like a fun trip.
It was very fun.
Good.
It was quick. And then the next morning I was like having a really hard time just coming home. I was like, no, we need to go back in. That was not enough. But it was fun.
Nice.
I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
We rode Splash Mountain 3 times.
Yeah. Now we're going in about a month with a fun group of people.
Yeah.
And we're doing something different this time that we've never done before.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little stressed. I need to look at the posts. I posted a question in a Disneyland Facebook group about the parking.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're staying at Airbnb, which means we have to drive in every day and park. Mm-hmm. And we usually either stayed at Disneyland Hotel or a Good Neighbor where we just walk.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that the line to get in is going to be crazy long and it's going to take us an hour to park and trying to just be like, it's cool, whatever. Yeah. We'll just go when we go. But that's not my personality when it comes to
No, it's not.
Now, okay. But when we get there, I'm always anxious to get in there. Mm-hmm. But once we're there, I'm not like, then I'm just like, let's just do what we want to do. Like, I don't have a plan for the day.
No, that's true.
But I'm anxious to get into the park.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then once we do, I'm like, okay, whatever everybody wants to do, I'll go with the flow. Like, I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so that should be interesting. It's only I think it was like a 5-minute drive to the park. So it's not too bad. But allows us to stay close as a group.
Yeah.
For really cheap. So
compared,
for
saving
a group,
a lot.
So it was pretty much the only way that we were convinced this group to go with us. If we can make it cheap like that. We'll have a review, and then we're staying. Hopefully, I mean, we haven't confirmed that we made the reservation. We haven't 100% committed to this.
Oh, then just the 6 of us.
Then just our family will stay one more night, and we'll stay at Paradise Pier for one night. It's obvious they're doing more work on that. Like, you could see when I was in line for Incredicoaster, like, I think they're starting to paint and all of that. Like Yeah. So cool. Well, that sounds like a good time had by all. Yeah. As in you two.
It's the 2 of us. Yeah. Just the 2 of us. Yeah. No, it was. It's the first time we've never done that. And
I've gone multiple times by myself, so.
Not for like a day.
No, I usually go in, when work brings me down to Southern California, I'll usually stop by for lunch. I'll ride a ride and then go. But, yeah. So there was some news that broke over the weekend. And then also, I think yesterday. So there's a change to park hopping coming in February. So right now, it's if you park hop, you have to wait until 1:00. Mm-hmm. They're increasing that to now 11 a.m. So now you don't have to wait as long. They're increasing the calendar with the lower ticket prices. So like the lowest tier, because it's based on the time of year that you go. So the cheapest ticket, which I think is $104 for a 1 day, 1 park ticket, they're expanding that to make it more affordable for people to go. So there's tickets, there's the park hopping. There was one more
Picture.
And the pictures.
The photo pass.
So starting on the 27th to coincide with the January, 27th of January, coinciding with the 100-year celebration, all ride attractions are now free.
Photos.
The photos.
Yeah.
So like on Splash Mountain, on Space Mountain, Guardians, all those are now free to everybody.
So they're free because when you have the app, then you can link your photos, which I was doing, but they have the watermark photo pass on them.
Yep.
So that won't be there.
That won't be there.
And then you can just download.
If you have Genie Plus, it's included with Genie Plus.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Not in Disney World. It's not included at Disney World.
Oh, okay.
Disneyland, it's included.
Stuff like that. I'm like, why? Why do they do Genie Plus differently?
Yeah. But anyways, right now there's a watermark.
Yeah.
So, but if you link the photo, you put the code into the app, you link it, it'll show up. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, there was a delay.
And then there won't be a watermark, and you just tap on it, and there's a download button. You just download it onto your phone.
Nice. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So that was the latest news from Disneyland earlier this week. And then yesterday they announced it's a D23, but they showed the first renderings of the new Tiana's Palace restaurant.
Was that only yesterday? Or was it the day before?
That was yesterday.
I was really tired yesterday.
So it's replacing the French Market and the Mint Julep Bar. Mm-hmm. So at first I was like, for some reason I thought Cafe Orleans. They were replacing that. I was like, oh no. No. But no, it's just the French Market. It's supposed to be a fast, quick service. So it's not like Cafe Orleans, which is a sit-down restaurant. And then the Mint Julep Bar is going to come back once they reopen. I forgot when they're expected to reopen. Sometime later this year. Or was it next year?
I don't remember.
I would search for it, but I don't feel like searching for it right now because I'm tired. They're replacing the French Market with Tiana's Palace to coincide with the Princess and the Frog retheming of Splash Mountain. So, and still no word on when that's going to happen in Disneyland. They haven't announced the closing date for that yet.
Yeah.
So, those are the latest news from Disneyland.
I just want to mention that Magic Journey's new YouTube video is up.
Yeah, are you in it?
Oh, I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
I want to watch where they were recording on Main Street and see if I am in the background. No, their shots are usually pretty close, but it's up from that day. Oh wait, that's where I ran into them.
You have to watch it.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
Don't watch it right now.
I'm not going to watch it right now. I'm just saying that if you're curious about what they were reviewing the day that I was also in the park and met them, it is up on YouTube.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that was fun. Recap. And if you haven't, if you're just listening to like the most recent, if you're a new listener,
welcome.
Thanks for listening. Leave a review if you like what you hear.
Yeah. It's great. Makes
I would recommend
feel so good.
Going back and listening to last week's episode, because that was a really
fun one
with my friend Tony Cabrera, who is a news anchor reporter at ABC7 in LA, talking about his experience at 21 Royal, which is the restaurant fine dining experience above Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. Learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And so that was a really fun one. And he has his social presence has like exploded in the last few days.
Oh yeah.
I've just been watching it. He right before the week before we recorded, he was like 10,000 followers on Instagram. He is now at almost 50,000. And in a week, he's grown 40,000 followers.
Isn't that crazy that like it can take months and months and months to get to like 1 to 200?
Yeah.
But then like
if you get one like post that goes viral, because he's had a couple of posts like that went.
Well, then it's just viral. Like multiply. It's like when things are multiplying, then bigger numbers multiplying, then it's getting a bigger number. Like so it's just crazy how that happens.
He posted one a couple of weeks ago that right now has over 4 million views.
Oh my gosh!
So
isn't that kind of creepy though? Like you're like 4 million people. Viewed that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would recommend going back and listening to that one. It was a fun one.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely.
All right. Well, if you like what you hear, make sure to listen some more and leave a review wherever you listen to, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Instagram. Trying to be consistent with that. It is hard.
It is
because we have a life and we have lots of kids and they take up all our time, and we work and we take care of the kids and we work and
we take care of the kids
some more.
Teach them
and take them places, give them braces in our own backyard. We do it.
We put them on. We're like, you don't need to go to an orthodontist. I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I got some, super glue and some
metal hangers.
Yeah, get some wire snips.
I'm not gonna pay an orthodontist for this. Come here.
I can do this myself. But
anyways,
follow us on Screaming. Follow us on Screaming. It's getting late, guys.
That's our new social media app we're making. No.
Where can they follow us?
Instagram.
Yes.
At dreaming.of.disney.podcast.
Awesome.
I'll try to share some more. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures, but I'll try to share some,
Sounds good.
That is super interesting.
try to share some. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you like what you hear.
I never
know how to end this.
I have this problem too. I have a hard time like ending any kind of video, any live. Like I like never know how to just like end it and say bye. And it was the same thing when I met them. Like I just didn't know how to then end the conversation. So I was like, bye. I don't know how to just like compliment and then just like I couldn't leave it. Like, and so then it was just like, have fun today.
Ending things are very hard.
It's so
Conclusions are hard.
And so here we keep going.
So we're keep going.
All right. Okay, have a great
Thanks for listening.
Day.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.